Welcome back to the news at 10. Let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Joke Rogers.
Welcome to Business News. A milestone was achieved today in Nigeria's oil and gas sector as the Nigeria NLNG announced the signing of a 20-year gas supply agreement with its joint venture partners for the long-awaited Train 7 project. The deal, which also includes a 10-year term of gas supply agreements for Trains 1, 2 and 3, is one of the key conditions for a final investment decision, which is expected to be taken next week. The Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mr. Mele Kyari, says the project will form part of the $19 billion investment and is expected to increase Nigeria's liquefied natural gas production by 35% to 30 million tons per annum. NLNG, which is owned by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and foreign energy firms Royal Dutch Shell, Total and ENI, operates 6 natural gas processing units on Bonny Island. Well, the Imo State Governor Dave Umahi has presented the 2020 appropriation bill of 178 billion naira to the State House of Assembly. The governor says capital projects will gulp 132 billion naira, representing 74.13% of the total budget, while 46 billion naira, that's 25.87% of total budget, is for recurrent expenditure. He's optimistic that the 2020 budget for the state will help sustain the development and rehabilitation of various categories of critical socio-economic infrastructure.
The Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi makes his way into the legislative chambers of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly for the presentation of the 2020 appropriation bill.
Proposal, a citizen budget.
As he settles, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Francis Nwifuru, representing Easy West constituency, sets the tone for the gathering.
I am proud to say, Your Excellency, that you have done tremendously well in coordinating our mega resources.
The governor highlights the 2015 to 2019 fiscal year with a breakdown of what the administration has achieved so far.
In 2015, we came up with a budget side of 75.88 billion, and we called it budget of reposition because of how we made the state. And 2016, we have budget size of 101.154, and we call it budget of divine actualization. At that stage, we were on course. And 2017, we had a budget size of 127.233 billion. And that was budget of inclusive growth and poverty reduction in economic recession. That was the worst trying period of this nation. In 2018, we had 28.332 billion, and that was budget of divine manifestation. At this stage, the face of God is being seen by all Ebonians and beyond.
He presents the 2020 appropriation bill of 178.1 billion naira, with capital projects taking up 74.13% of total budget size and 25.87% for recurrent expenditure.
We believe that the principles and spirit of this budget will further lift the economic development index of the state, consolidate the gains of infrastructure and human capital development, and bring greater accomplishment in the transformation of the state.
He lays the budget estimate before the House. Citizens will be looking forward to the translation of the budget to human capital development, generate employment, and empower the youths.
Well, after staging a 2-day recovery, the stock market reverses to negative territory today amid mixed sectoral performances. Teniola Shubale tells us more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The stock market failed to sustain positive sentiments from the last two sessions today as renewed profit taken by investors reversed the gains by about 16 billion naira. The 0.13% drop in the market's main index, which comes amid a mixed sectoral performance, is largely attributed to sell pressure on the shares of MTN Nigeria, Owando and mid-cap equities. Pharmaceutical giant GlaxoSmithKline, which also added to Friday's downturn, leads a pack of 12 losers with 9.48% drop on its share price, while AG Leventis is ahead of 19 other gainers, up by 8.33%. Overall volume of shares traded for the day was lower by about 41 million units compared to Thursday's session at 155.34 million in more than 2,700 transactions, driven by the shares of UBA, Zenith Bank and Union Diagnostics. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shoboale.
Before we do go on business news, the 2019 UBA National Essay Competition has produced a winner. 14-year-old Jolao Sho won that competition. Of course, we'll bring you more of that story in a moment. We'll head back to the news at 10 with Ijoma.
Okay, thanks a lot, Joke. She was actually trying to tell us about the UBA essay competition, and that's produced the 14-year-old winner. Let's just listen in and see how it went and how happy she was when she was announced.
It is the day of reckoning, and all seated here are getting set to witness it. The judges, all professors of English language in various Nigerian universities, give an assessment of the entries submitted, with several works disqualified due to technical errors.
From the 12 essays, we noticed some degrees of consistency between the previous and the subsequent performances of the respective students. Essentially, the quality of the essays was impressive, much more impressive than previous years, when there were acute disparities between the initial submissions and the later essays written under supervision by the same students.
This initiative, which is now spread to more African countries, is aimed at rekindling the reading culture of young people.
We want to continue to encourage our young ones to study hard in institutions, because we have noticed that over time, the level of education has moved southward.
After different stages of a keenly contested competition, 5,000 entries are now down to 12 finalists.
Congratulations.
The final result is in, and Jolao Sho Oluwatoroti emerges winner.
I feel good because, to be sincere, I didn't know I was going to get it. I was a bit skeptical, but I knew that with my determination, something will happen.
For the UBA Foundation, education for the less privileged is core.
It's one of those initiatives that we are very keen on in terms of improving lives. So the end result of writing, reading, and entering a competition on essays is for you to get a bursary to go to university, to go to a higher education of learning after high school. It also gives opportunities to the less privileged who otherwise would not be able to afford to go to university because their parents just can't meet the demands of the fees. And so these kids will be taken care of.
The foundation has sustained this initiative since 2011, giving young ones a fair shot at good education and the benefits that come along with it.
As part of plans to ensure food security in oil mining List 58 host communities, Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited, in partnership with the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation joint venture, has empowered 160 widows in stale farming, giving them skills, that is. The company also distributed improved palm seedlings to 21 families. At the formal presentation ceremony, the Business Development Management of Total E&P, Patrick Udoko, said that the items delivered to the people were improved species and asked beneficiaries to make good use of them.
This is the Obite Civic Center in the heart of Egiland in Rivers State. This community plays host to OML 58, operated by Total Exploration and Production Nigeria Limited. In the International Oil Company's plan for sustainable development, it's the turn of widows and farmers to experience a new lease of life.
We designed this program of snail farming for widows. We choose special type of snails. And this snail is one of they call it African giant snail. For the farmers, this species of pantry that we brought, we started nurturing this pantry in our demonstration farm to prove to you that these things are doable.
The oil palm farming is an extension of what NNPC has been doing around here, but the snail farming initiative for this area is a pilot project which involves 160 widows. For a representative of the women, this is a great leap.
Almighty God will continue to bless Total EMP and NNPC venture for this great opportunity you've given to our women, especially the widows.
The widows present here are not just having the snails, cages are also provided for proper care. About 200 to 300 improved palm seedlings are also distributed to 21 families, and the importance of this gesture is not lost on the people.
They are increasing more things that they were been doing before. Now they brought an oil palm to this very land of Egi, and we are benefiting from it.
It's very, very encouraging that we go into oil palm production, because what we are trying to do, what Nigeria is trying to do today, is to refocus on what they knew best. See, Malaysia that came and took oil palm from here, they are leading the world.
Authorities say the NNG NNPC supported agricultural schemes in this area is to work towards economic independence of the people, and NNG will continue to partner with dedicated farmers in its OML 58 communities.